Hello and welcome to the channel today. Today we're going to be doing some fundamentals for Pilates. This will help you engage your powerhouse, which is 2 inches above and 2 inches below the belly button and all the way around, including the inner thighs and the pelvic floor. This helps support the body and its movement and the spine. So without any further ado, we're gonna hop into it and come lay on your back on a nice surface that works well for you.
We're going to start by taking a few breaths here together. So I want you to place either one hand on your tummy or on your rib cage, or you could even have both hands on your rib cage. And then on an inhale, I want you to feel the back of the ribs widen. Breathe into your tummy, breathe into your chest. And then as you exhale, I want you to soften your spine 10% heavier into the mat. Inhale to expand. Exhale to soften. Back of the ribs, back of the chest, shoulders draw down your back. Another one like that. Inhale to expand. Exhale to soften. And we're going to keep that softness through the spine, through the back of the ribs. Now I have you start to create a core contraction. So inhale to expand. Exhale to funnel the abs into center line and then long through the top of your head. Like you could pull your abs in and up. Inhale to expand. Exhale, abs pull in and together underneath the ribs. One more just like that. Inhale to expand. Exhale to gently funnel into center line and long. Lovely. Now we're going to make a diamond with the fingers. This exercise is called iso abs. In the middle of your diamond, I want you to place your belly button. Your fingers in the middle of your diamond, I want you to place your belly button. This way, pointing towards your hips, is going to be 6 o'clock. This way, on the top of your diamond, is going to be 12 o'clock. And then the important thing is that we're not moving the pelvis. So we're not in an arch position, we're not in a tuck position. You're somewhere where you would naturally fall in between. And we're gonna do this one with our powerhouse, not the stronger muscles of the hips. And we'll try to keep this low back still. So I'll show you one. So inhale, expand into tummy and chest. Exhale, I'm trying to hug 6 o'clock, belly button, and 12 o'clock into the center line underneath this rib cage. So inhale to expand. Exhale, keeping the pelvis still. Can you wrap in 6, belly button, and 12, like you could hug your abs into this invisible center line and connect it with your rib cage. And then again, inhale to expand. You feel your hip bones come together right where your 6 o'clock is. You feel your belly button come together in the center of the body, and then you feel your thumbs come together, and then that rib cage softens. A few more like that. Inhale to expand. Feel your fingers come together towards 6 o'clock, hip bones draw near. Feel your belly button come together. Feel your thumbs come together. Rib cage settles. Inhale to expand. Exhale, wrap into center line. Feel that tissue come in and towards one another as you lengthen through your spine. Last one. Hug in, hug in, hug in. You should start to feel that somewhere where your fingers are. And notice while I was doing that, I'm not excessively tucking the pelvis. I'm just using all of this drawing in, and that doesn't affect this. So that would look like this here if I was doing a strong tilt. Let's see, what would that look like? That would look like this versus drawing in. And I'm just thinking about pulling this all in together, and then like I could lengthen my spine underneath my rib cage. Now we're gonna use this awareness and let's do some pelvic tilts. Hands are gonna come to the hips. You're just feeling where your hip bones are at in space. You should feel like they are on the same plane. Inhale, we're gonna arch. See if you can keep this part of your back anchored, the middle of your back. Exhale, can you pull the abs into center line like we did a second ago as you tucked? Inhale to expand. Exhale, pull in and together, wrapping the abs in underneath the ribs. I'm just showing you what our abs are doing with my hands. Inhale to expand. Exhale, wrap in and together so they connect in with that rib cage. Wrapping into center line and up. Good, last one. Wrapping into center line and up. And you'll start to feel that through the abs, right? I'm feeling this in my rectus abdominis. I'm starting to feel this lower, more than I'm feeling my glutes working. And now, let's try some knee spreads. So I want you to bring your feet all the way together. Your knees are gonna be a little bit apart. And then I want you to take your left hand and bring it on the inside of your left thigh. I want you to gently hug that left hand. I want you to gently hug that left thigh into your hand until you start to feel some of those abs turned on, that powerhouse that we found a second ago, and the inner thigh. So it's very gentle. It's not like I'm using all my force. I'm just starting to find the gentlest hug where I can feel my inner thigh and my abs connect. And then we'll start moving this right leg. You'll start opening out. You're keeping this gentle hug into the hand, and then it's like you could wrap the abs into that invisible center line. Inhale. Abs hug in, 6 o'clock belly and 12. Pull into the mat. Inhale to expand. Exhale to close. I'm doing this with my lower abs. Well, with my abs more than the strong muscles of my hips. Inhale out. Exhale to wrap into center line. 4. Moving with your own breath. Inhale. Exhale. You should start feeling the core more deeply. You're keeping this leg pressed in. That is your center line, that gentle hug in. Inhale out, exhale other side. When we're feeling this, you could start to feel some muscles of the hips and the inner thighs too. Let's find that on the other side. Right thigh is gonna press gently into your right hand. That's helping you find center line over here. And center line is that midline of the body. And center line for your hips is when your hip, your knee, and your ankle are all in one line. And then we'll start going with the left side. Inhale to open out. Exhale like you could wrap the abs into that invisible center line. Out to wrap in. Out to wrap in. Out, hug into center line. Inhale, move in with the abs. Inhale, exhale, keep that press into your hand. Inhale, abs draw in and up underneath the rib cage. Nice. And then I want you to bring your feet hip width again, and let's do some pelvic clock. So make that nice diamond. You're keeping that spine imprinted without moving your upper body, just your pelvis is moving. I want you to start to stir that clock. So it's really, really small. It's like it could go over towards one side, down and around, and over towards the other. And we can start small. So can you go, if this is 6 and this is 12, this makes 3, this makes 9. Can you go over towards 3, and then over towards 9, over towards 3, over towards 9, over towards 3, over towards 9, and then start to even it out. So to start to go over towards 3, down towards 6, over towards 9, up towards 12. And notice when I'm doing this, my upper spine is not moving like this. You're just moving at that pelvis, like you could circle and like you are stirring a pot, and that pot is your pelvis and your low abs. And then you'll start to go the other way, and you'll kind of notice that weight shifting towards your feet. That's normal. You have to shift your weight to be able to move your pelvis like this. Up, down, and around. Up, down, and around. And notice the smaller those circles are, the more challenging those circles are. So you can start with them very large, just thinking about anchoring through the front and back of that rib cage, and then taking them smaller and more controlled. Good. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want more like this, Pilates and mobility that you can do from just about anywhere, go ahead and hit me subscribe. Happy moving, and don't forget to share this video with your friends because everyone needs movement like this. Happy moving.